Hey, what's up, guys? Listen. I loved this episode. I really loved this episode. This is episode 14. I really love it. So let's just get into it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Yeah. So this episode it continues from where it left off last week. Um, Karen and Charisse fighting. Okay, so we knew they were not gonna be they were not going to physically fight each other. Karen is 59, Charisse is 57. As in, before any one of them like throws a punch, let me shut up. But we knew they were not going to fight each other, and that's not what ladies do. Anyway, we knew they were not going to physically fight each other. Back as Karen continues screaming, "You're disrespecting my mother, don't bring up my mother, don't talk about my mother." And Charisse is like, "Who brought up your mother? Because I didn't bring up your mother, you brought up your own mother." The thing with Karen, she knew, I don't think okay, I'm not sure whether it was a smart move, because I also feel like it was a smart move for her to create confusion. So now we're not talking about why you really don't want to talk to Charisse. Now we're talking about your mother's funeral. So I feel like she played it smart. Karen played it smart. Now we're talking about the mother's funeral. We're not talking about why there's an issue between you and Charisse, which is you allegedly were sleeping with another man while you're still married to Ray. So I think Karen clocked what Giselle and Charisse were trying to do, and she decided, I'm just gonna deflect. They calm down and they sit down, and Karen is saying, "Charisse, you break up our families. I can't even go to Safeway." And Mia asked, "Why are you going to Safeway?" I guess Safeway is a grocery or supermarket or something in the States. Let me tell you why Karen mentioned Safeway for people who do not know. Season 5, Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels were really angry at Charisse because they say that Charisse is the one who brought up the rumors about Monique cheating. Ashley said it was not Charisse who brought up the rumors. It was Monique's best friend who brought up that rumor, allegedly. But Chris Samuels was really angry at Charisse, and Charisse was shopping at Safeway, and Chris Samuels confronted Charisse. So that is why Karen said, "I can't even go to Safeway no more." Like, she was trying to throw jabs. And this is what I say with Karen. You throw jabs, and then if someone insults you, you play victim. Or you're like, "Why are you coming for me?" But you throw jabs first. So if someone reacts, you can't say someone is coming for you. And it's the same thing with how she's trying to portray Robyn. She's like, "Why is Robyn coming for me?" You've been coming for Robyn for so many, since season 1. Yeah, you've been coming for, this thing is a bit too tight, like I can feel it's a bit too tight. Yeah, you've been coming for Robyn since season 1. So now Robyn decides, now I'm really tired, and then you're like, why is Robyn coming for me? Charisse says, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't break up families. Which family have I broken up?" She can't say because she knows it's not true. And then Charisse says, "I know some of your friends who don't want to deal with you no more. You went to rehab, Karen. Your friends came to get you from rehab, and then you went and partied." And most of the girls at the table were just like, quiet. No one, not one single person defended Karen at that table. And I believe Charisse because a few seasons back, I think season 2 or season 3, the reunion, Karen said that she does have a DUI. She has a DUI. That's why she hired a driver, so that she doesn't have to drive every time she goes out partying. So we have that. Last season, I remember Askala telling Karen, so I've been told that you drink a lot. And Ashley has also called Karen a drunk. Karen, hey, has also called Karen a drunk. So I believe Charisse. When it comes to that, I believe Charisse. And everybody who says Charisse shouldn't have outed Karen about her alcoholism, we're watching a reality show. Your job is to out people out. Is to out them. Because Karen last season said Giselle has an STD, and Giselle went to Sing Sing, like she had a mental breakdown. So is that okay for her to do? We have to stop setting different standards for people. So Karen can insult someone, can say, and she said that it was a lie. At the reunion, she said, I just said Sing Sing because it rhymed. Like, I just said she has a hot box just because it was an insult. I don't know if she has a hot box or not. But Karen can say that, and people are just supposed to laugh. It was a joke. But Charisse says that now you guys want to come at Charisse at do not out someone's alcoholism. This is a reality show. If you're an alcoholic, we have to know that you're an alcoholic. I'm not saying Karen is an alcoholic, but I'm saying if she is, we have to know. And if I was Karen, because Karen's fans don't care what Karen says, what Karen does. If I was Karen, I'd be like, okay, fine, yes, I'm an alcoholic, or I'm a drunk, and yeah, I slept with someone else, and Karen's fans are going to eat it up and say, wow, that's right, say your truth. That's what the fans will say. That's what her fans will say. But she has to pretend. The grand dame. She has to pretend. So Robyn asked Karen, so you are lying saying that you and Charisse are good all this time, but you guys are not good. So now you're trying to say you have a problem with Charisse because of your mother's funeral, which, like I said, she did that to avoid talking about the real issue, which again was smart. Candiace asked Karen, what was offensive about Charisse coming to your mother's funeral? And Karen created a story immediately. I wasn't offended. This is what Karen said. I wasn't offended with her coming, but when she brought it up on camera, I knew that it wasn't genuine. Giselle said, who cloud chases to drive 5 hours to go to no man's land for a funeral? Who cloud chases over a funeral? Which is true. Who cloud chases over a funeral? No one cloud chases over a funeral. Charisse was just there for Karen. And another thing, no one else went to the funeral from the cast. And this is why I say Karen is not the glue of Potomac. She's not. The cast don't like her like that. They don't. And Karen, that ego of yours, one day it will pop. It will pop. You'll see. It will pop. The next Mia and Jacqueline. So Mia and Jacqueline go to a room to talk to each other, and Jacqueline is like, what happened was just unacceptable. You saying that I slept with married men. You saying that I don't have friends. And Mia is like, where did I lie? Where's the lie? And Jacqueline is like, I have never slept with married men. And Mia is like, we're not doing this. If you can't own it, we're not doing this. Jacqueline tells Mia, but you slept with Gordon. Was he not married? And Mia is like, I own it. I slept with a married man. I've said it. And I was also married. And I was shocked. I didn't know when Mia was sleeping with Gordon, that she was also married. I didn't know that she said that on this episode, and I was like, wow. The thing with Mia, you can't embarrass Mia. You can't embarrass Mia. Mia will embarrass herself before she lets you embarrass her. You just can't embarrass her. So when someone like Jacqueline, you're going to fight Mia, remember, you two know about each other. So when you decide I'll go spray Mia's tea, Mia will spray her tea before she lets you. So you better be ready for her to spray your tea also, because she won't hold back. And Mia and Jacqueline is a friendship I would not want to have. Like we can fight, and they are like what? They're almost like 40. We can fight, but let's not spill each other's tea. Candiace and Karen so it's the next day, and they're at the beach. Candiace and Karen sit down. I hate that Candiace has to sit down with Karen. I know Candiace is over it, but I'm not. I hate that Candiace has to sit down with a woman who went to the HR, wanted to get Candiace fired because Candiace sent her a text saying, "Burn in eternal hell." That she was scared for her life. But she's the woman who Karen insults everybody. But you cannot send her text, because she'll go to the HR to try and get you fired. And she never apologized. I hate that Candiace sits down with Karen and has to be with her. I hate it. Candiace is like, so how are we going to move forward after what happened with you and Charisse last night? And how are your hands, because you were banging the table? Karen is like, I don't recall banging the table. Karen, you were banging the table. They show a flashback and Karen was banging the table. Karen is a liar. It's not that I hate Karen, I just see through her. Like, she's so fake. I just see through her. I just see Karen for who she is. Not this grand dame. I see her for who she is. So Ashley, Giselle, Mia, and Jacqueline were at the beach and they were doing yoga. No one else wanted to do the yoga. Wendy was like, I don't want a sandy coochie. I don't want a sand in my coochie. That's what she said. Robyn was like, nah. Candiace and Karen were like, they actually ignored Ashley when Ashley was calling them. Who else am I forgetting? Charisse, of course, is like, please, no. So once Ashley was done, they were going out. So while they are in the van, Karen asked Robyn, Robyn, where is your veil? And remember, Robyn already said the veil blew away. So this is Karen poking Robyn. If you guys don't see it, I see it. Karen pokes Robyn a lot. Anyway, they get to the cenote. I think it was only Ashley and Jacqueline, or Ashley and Mia, who jumped in the water. There was a lot of mosquitoes, and they're like, no, we're done. Let's go eat. So they sit down and eat. Candiace and Ashley. Ashley says that she brought Deborah. You all remember Deborah? Who said Chris was hitting on her, and it was a lie? She brought Deborah because she wanted Candiace to hear it from the horse's mouth. Candiace then tells Ashley, which it was advice and also a read at the same time. Candiace tells Ashley, listen, you are coming out of a relationship that had toxic notes and trust issues. Basically, you have to keep keep thinking, or you have to keep asking yourself, who is my man talking to? Can I see his phone? Candiace says, that's not my relationship. I trust my man. So if a girl says my man was hitting on her, I'm not going to just jump on that, because I know my man. And I know 3 people who were hurt by that statement was Ashley, Giselle, and Robyn. Because Ashley, the way Michael Darby has treated her, and Robyn, Juan Dixon, the way Juan Dixon has treated her, and Giselle, Pastor Holyhope, Jamal Bryant, the way he's treated her. So I think I'm pretty sure that hurt them. And Ashley decides to apologize, and before the word I'm sorry, before she said the word I'm sorry, she's like, I'm sorry if you felt me bringing Deborah was harmful to you. It's not an if thing. It was harmful. It's not an if thing. It was harmful. A lie, but it was harmful. And Candiace says, I don't feel like you're genuine, because this is what Ashley does. Ashley and Candiace will get to a good place, and then Ashley sabotages. That's why when people used to say Candiace is jealous of Ashley, I was like, why would Candiace be jealous of Ashley? Candiace married a man that she loves. Ashley married an old man for money. There was no love there. Candiace comes from a rich family. Ashley, like, if I want to be mean right now, I'll be mean. Ashley does not come from a rich family. Candiace's mom and dad are these big shots, and Candiace's dad actually, Candiace has a relationship with her dad. We saw Ashley a few seasons ago trying to knock to go talk to her dad, and her dad wouldn't open the door. But Candiace is jealous of Ashley, right? Ashley says the reason why she just can't move forward with Candiace is because she still has resentment over what Candiace did to her in the past. Especially during her miscarriage, Candiace was really not there for her. Number one, Candiace has already apologized not once about this. Number two, you're acting like you are also not coming for Candiace also. Like, it's not like Candiace just woke up and decided, I'm just gonna come for you. You are going at each other. And this is why, if you cannot handle this heat, don't start it. If you know you cannot handle somebody, don't start it. Don't be like, Aki, I just said this, and she said this. That was so wrong. If you come call me stupid and I call you a hoe, and then you're like, calling me a hoe is not the same as calling me stupid, then if I call you a hoe, find something else to call me. Because you started it, you called me stupid first, and then I decided to call you a hoe. I'm just saying, like, that's an example. Don't get offended because I called you a hoe. Come back with a bigger insult. That's what the show is about. The show is about reading each other for filth. The show is not about complaining each and every time. If I read you for filth. Wendy intervenes and says, listen, you two, when I hang out with the two of you, I have fun. So you either let go of the past and move on. Candiace says, I have let go of the past so many times. She's the one who's not letting go. And Ashley says, I will let go this time. Do I believe her? No. Ashley will do something to Candiace very soon. You just wait and see. Reunion, probably. Something. Karen, Charisse, and Robyn. So they're at the dinner. Karen, Charisse, and Robyn. I loved this part. I really did. I think this was my favorite scene of this episode. Giselle started by saying that she did not like how Karen was talking about Charisse and lying on Charisse about breaking up families. And Giselle is like, if there is a queen of Potomac, it's Charisse. They're very old to be arguing about this, about who's queen, who's the grand dame, who's what, this. Listen, if there is a queen of Potomac, I would say it is Charisse. But Karen plays it so well, and yeah, Karen plays it so well. But to be honest, the it girl in Potomac, it's Charisse. It's Charisse. Karen tells Giselle, shh, I'm not talking about this. I am not doing this. Yeah, this conversation has to end. And Giselle is like, no, you won't tell us when to say something about you, which is true. Karen does not like to be held accountable for her actions. She doesn't. If Karen acts a fool, people are supposed to just move on. So Robyn intervenes. Robyn is like, you always do this. Everyone here has to be held accountable. One, that was a bit of a lie, because Robyn, Mia is still at that table and nobody has told Mia what she did was wrong. What she did to Wendy was wrong. So let's not get it twisted, Robyn. As much as whatever you're saying about Karen is true, but also Mia has not been held accountable for what she did to Robyn. She hasn't. So Robyn is like, everyone here has to be held accountable except you. Your behavior yesterday was disgusting, but you don't want us to talk about it. Karen decides like she'll act unbothered and all this stuff. Charisse says, and I felt so bad for Charisse when she said this. Charisse said she is tired of being called desperate for a friendship, number one. And then she said she's tired of being told like she used a funeral to get into this friend group. She said she lost 3 brothers before the show started, and she had lost her mother already. And then during COVID, she lost her sister and her father. So Charisse was like, I know grief, and I would never use grief to try and force a friendship. And I was like, damn, Charisse really just went to the funeral because she has been through this. Can you imagine losing 3 brothers, a sister, a mother, and a father? Charisse has gone through a lot of grief. She has, and I think that's the only reason she was the only one who went to see to Karen's mother's funeral. And I was like, yeah, Karen, that was a shitty thing for you to say, that someone was cloud chasing. Especially after what she just said, that was a really shitty thing for Karen to say. And Charisse continues to say, I don't have to force myself in this friendship circle. I created this friendship circle. And then Karen said, yes, you did a good job, but I was not on your list. And Charisse said, I didn't even know you. You just sat at my table, and a person thought you were my friend, and that's why you are in this friendship circle. Nobody wanted you, Karen. Well, except the person who saw you. Nobody really wanted. Nobody knew you like that. Robyn tells Karen, one day people will see you for who you are. It's like, Karen's like, people see me for who I am. Robyn's like, yeah, a bullshitter. And I was like, true, that's very true. I'm sorry, but Robyn was clocking Karen this episode. She was. Usually Karen is the one who clocks Robyn, but Robyn was clocking Karen. Which is true. Karen is a phony, fake woman. And one day people will see it. One day people will see it. Don't worry, Karen. Don't worry. Wendy and Mia. So when Robyn said, because Karen said, okay, I apologize for how I acted yesterday. And Robyn was like, so you apologize to the group, but you don't apologize to Charisse. And Candiace was like, this is the same thing that happened. Mia apologized to everyone, but didn't apologize to Wendy. And Mia is like, I'm not sorry right now. And when it's like, you assaulted me, and you're like, you're not sorry. I didn't assault you. When Mia is like, I didn't assault you. When it's like, do you know the definition of assault? Yes, do you? I don't know why Mia thinks Wendy is the same with her intellectually. I don't know why Mia thinks that. Mia, you're a fake boss. Wendy is a professor with 4 degrees. And she debates for a living. You think you can go toe to toe with Wendy? You can't. You can't. Basically, Mia is like, okay, fine. I'm sorry for throwing a drink at you. Now what? Let's talk about the real issue. You calling my husband gay. And Wendy's like, when did I call your husband gay? You say that we sleep with men and women. So you call my husband gay. In 2022, why is it not okay to be gay? You see, Mia, that was dumb, because you're trying to make it seem like Wendy called your husband gay, and Wendy didn't say that. Wendy said, you guys like to invite men and women in your bedroom. And Wendy told you, how do you know I wasn't talking about you are sleeping with men? You're going around talking about, I said Gordon is like, is gay. Also, the way Wendy twisted those words, I was like, damn. After me, I would be like, Mia, you can't go toe to toe with Wendy. Just apologize. You assaulted her. You disrespected Wendy. Just own it and move on. That's where the episode ends, y'all. So when it comes to this Robyn and Karen, I'm on Robyn's side. Karen, you've been coming at Robyn so much. It's time for Robyn to give you back what you've been giving her. And apparently she'll be giving you next week. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'll see you next week, guys. Goodbye.